Good afternoon. Well, a rare thing in sport, isn't it? Back-to-back derbies. An opportunity, perhaps, for the Scarlets to rub more salt into the wound. And they made 5 changes in total. Brian Elias is back into the front row. Davis and Shingler come in for Thompson and Lozana in the back row. It was a really tasty-looking back line. Jonathan Davis in for Scott Williams, who's out for the season, and Liam Williams on the wing against the side he'll play for next season. Wyn Jones and Kieran Hardy amongst the substitutes as well. Da Young, well, he's really shaking things up. 10 changes in total. However, the locks stay the same with Seb Davis and Matthew Screech. Josh Navidi is out with another injury, but Josh Turnbull returns at 8. It's Evans and Lloyd Williams at half-back. Gareth Smith comes in centre with the news that Josh Adams is out injured. It's Theo Cabango, young Theo Cabanga, on the wing. Jonathan Davis back where he belongs, in a red shirt, skippering his side, 13 on his back, and he's been here time and time again. This match was meant to be played on Boxing Day, but COVID came, it's been postponed. So Merry Christmas, Sean Ollie.
Well, Merry Christmas. Long time coming, this derby match, but off the back of last weekend where Cardiff were, quite frankly, embarrassed, Gareth, by the Scarlets down the Park of Scarlets. They've got a point to prove for me. It's 14th against 10th. The league is gone, perhaps, but it's about the Welsh Shield now. Cardiff with the game in hand, but 9 points behind. A win today will go a long way to a big say in that Shield, but they have it all to do as the Scarlets. Well, they have their tails up.
And it's a rare thing, as we said, to play back-to-back matches in the league against the same team. But it's an opportunity for Da Young's men and Ellis Jenkins to bounce straight back. Redemption at Cardiff Arms Park on what's a glorious afternoon and a wonderful occasion. Ellis Jenkins is the skipper. There's been a late change. We'll give you the details about that in a second. It's Will Boyd who's in right at the very last minute, wearing 8. That means that Josh Turnbull is out. We saw him warming up, and that's shaking things up at the last minute, Sean.
Yeah, he's been carrying a slight calf injury, had an injection in a few weeks ago, didn't make last week's game. Would have been a huge fillip to have him back. That's disappointment. Will Boyd, though, against his old team. And there we have a good man in the middle tonight, Adam Jones.
Scarlets, Cardiff.
Bragging rights, but an opportunity to keep the season alive. And here's Sione Kalamafoni, red card last week, but allowed to play this week, and a key man for the Scarlets this afternoon.
Use it.
Always is a key man, Kalamafoni, a bit lucky in my opinion. He's a good performer. 10 changes for Da Young, huge statement by the head coach. Can they respond?
Rhys Carey, big man, strong man, straight through the defence. Cardiff on the front foot, numbers out wide. Lilo across the Cabango, and the ball beat him, and he'll be as annoyed as anybody.
A little bit of big game nerves from young Cabango on the wing there in front of the packed stand here at Cardiff Arms Park on the far side, but a good start from Cardiff. Rhys Carey, one of the players I feel for Cardiff who needs to step up and make a statement, along with the likes of Seb Davis in the second row. Now Ellis Jenkins, the captain today, but that's a good first carry from Rhys Carey. You can see, Gareth Smith, they're just drifting a little bit across field. Cabango with one eye on Tom Rogers. That'll be a good battle today.
Crouch.
Well, Rhys Carey has made an impression already, ball in hand, but this is his bread and butter.
Good, up.
Yeah, Javen Sebastian last week along with Steph Thomas. Excellent performance from the props.
Kalamafoni held onto his ankle, so he just shipped it away.
Onside.
And it's rather sluggish ball, so the Scarlets will get rid
Use
here.
it. Okay, you've had to use it.
Here's Cabango. Nerves settled. Rogers caught him, and it's an opportunity for Cardiff to build again.
No.
Just feel that Theo Cabango's going to get a bit of aerial.
Turnover ball for the Scarlets. Hesitation, and there's an opportunity out wide, and Costello knows this. Johnny Williams round the corner. Costello again going backwards, so he gives it welly, but not the most effective of kicks. And here's a man who's dangerous in open field. Matthew Morgan, watch out. Here he goes. Dummies, goes himself, keeps it alive. Boyd to Owen Lane. Good hands by Ray Lilo between his legs. And Cardiff awaken, as does the Arms Park. Lloyd Williams to Ellis Jenkins. In the capital sunshine, Jared Evans. Rhys Carre involved early doors. Evans again. Morgan. Cabango in space, beats his man. What about that by Theo Cabango? What a finish.
Well, that's what the young man can do. We've seen it in flashes from young Theo Cabango. Tries in the European Cup. But what a finish. Started by Matthew Morgan. The final pass was then by Matthew Morgan. Lovely play from Cardiff. He just throws Tom Rogers, and he had a bit of work to do to get around Johnny McNichol. He skips over. What a start from Cardiff. Just what Dai Young needed. You see here, there's just a slight overlap. Matthew Morgan has to commit Rogers, he does. But my goodness, to stand up the in-form international player, Johnny McNichol like that, well, shows a lot of class from young Cabango.
Well, his first touch was unsteady. That latest one was sensational. And Jared Evans, to add the extras, squeezes in. Happy days. Come on, says Jared Evans. And he's got the crowd going.
Makes a huge difference. It's been a big part of his game, an improvement in his game, Jared Evans, his goal kicking. And he's answered any critics there with the first conversion. Great start from Cardiff.
Use it. Okay, you two up and away.
Sun shines into Johnny McNichol's eyes, but he caught it. There was a stiff breeze there earlier into the Scarlets' faces, and they're going up that slope as well. So conditions against them certainly in the first half.
Just a bit more decisive from Cardiff this week to start.
Use
First
it.
the Rhys carry early on, and then the Matthew Morgan counter-attack back to make that Cabango try.
Here he is again, waiting with Jared Evans, who crabs across field. Gareth Smith gives it Booth. McNichol, plenty of time, looks up, determined look on his face. Smith followed up with the chase.
Let it go. Ball's here.
Costello missed out to Johnny Williams, into Lloyd Williams. Sebastian.
Play on.
McNichol lucky there that the referee decided to play on, but the momentum's been sucked out of the move. Jonathan Davis. Shingler.
Great run from Shingler. Scarlets building. Ryan Alaya skips through Rhys Carre's tackle, but they've got to be careful of the offloading game, Cardiff.
Jonathan Davis stuck his head down, and McNichol at first receiver. Dan Davis offers himself. McNichol spotted a semi-gap. Cardiff compete on the floor. Cardiff get the penalty.
Arriving player number 2.
It's Kirby Myhill against his former region.
Excellent turnover. And you could see McNichol as he went to the floor there. He looked to offload off the floor, and that was the danger for Cardiff last week. As soon as the likes of the big forwards got over the gain line, Lousy and Calamafoni, the offloads were coming. You'll see McNichol here now, he shapes to offload, but Myhill is in there like a shot. He wins the race, he's over the ball, great technique. And with Will Boyd, now unfortunately for Josh Turnbull starting as well, we can expect to see quite a lot of the Cardiff over the ball.
been an all-action opening 7 minutes. Pinched by the Scarlets. A little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, mislift, I think, on Seb Davis there.
Use it!
That's disappointing. It was a great touch finder from Jared Evans.
And here is Jared Evans, who waits. Good competition. Well won by Liam Williams. The bomb diffuser catches bombs on the front foot as well.
First movement is down. Number 8.
That was Will Boyd, as I mentioned. Kirby Myhill won the turnover moments ago. Will Boyd straight over the ball. So many turnovers. His turnover rate per game played is fantastic, but you cannot give easy piggyback penalties for the Scarlets. Their line-out was really good last week.
Not a bad place to watch rugby on a Saturday afternoon.
Line is middle.
Oh, the sun is out. There's a good crowd here. Good start from Cardiff. So we've got a real game on here, Gro.
Right to the tail. Johnny Williams was waiting for it. Now that's a well-worked move, but Costello was under a bit of pressure from Ray Lilo. Sebastian around the corner. Scarlets now going back to the other direction. McNichol, Costello in midfield.
Lloyd Williams did a good job there, shutting off on the edge this side, but they've given another penalty away.
And they do have men on the far side. Calamafoni knows that. Slings it out to Tom Rogers. Would have seen his opposite number do the business a few minutes ago. Now it's Tom Rogers to Lousy. Lousy keeps it alive to Dan Davis. Scarlets with their first real attack of this game. Calamafoni.
Yes.
Costello fakes himself. Got all the way through last week for the try. Back we go.
Yeah, Scarlets, that offloading game, persistent attack, just switching it back before they got to the far edge, but it all came from an innovative line-out. What I've noticed with Dwayne Peel, former scrum half, Mike Blair the same in Edinburgh. You know, they are very innovative in and around first phase. You can see this one now, they're expecting a Shingler, a Jack Price, but no, it's over the top, and here's the little run around. It's lovely interplay, but Ray Lilo does really well to get in the eye line of Stam Costello. But just look out for those little innovative first phase plays coming from Dwayne Peel's team.
That was a really complex one, wasn't it?
Lilo did well to read it. You know, there's a lot going on there for him to read.
Look where the front man is, boys. Thank you.
Apologies for a little bit of bad language came through the referee's microphone. The passion are high here at the Arms Park. Shingler. Scarlets keep possession, unexpectedly so. Liam Williams, he lost it. Must be a slippery ball out there, despite the conditions being perfect. Shingler. Price. Rather heavy to Costello, and he's got to scramble and tidy things up, and he's under a bit of pressure, but it's still Scarlet's ball. Rogers. And he's lost the ball. Turnover for Cardiff. Lloyd Williams knows it and just belts it away. Costello has to scramble, but Owen Lane is chasing him down. Costello beats Lane the first time, but Lane doesn't give up and chases him down. Breathless start here at the Arms Park.
Use it!
Jared Evans just had enough time to beat Ryan Elias, and now he gets it away. And it's Matthew Morgan. We've already seen how dangerous he is once, and he's on fire again, is Matthew Morgan. But Jonathan Davis slowed him down. Smith. He's got Boyd with him. Owen Lane awaits. Good offload from Boyd. Owen Lane beats his man, finds Lloyd Williams. And Cardiff are on fire in the capital sunshine.
And who started it? It's Matthew Morgan again. Very decisive, making his decision to a counter-attack from a poor loose kick from the Scarlets. He beats the first, the second defender. Fantastic footwork from young Morgan. And then when Owen Lane gets in, a one-on-one with Jack Price, he backs himself. And like all good scrum halves, Lloyd Williams. Here's Matthew Morgan. Look at his little dancing feet. Gets across the gain line, shapes to offload out the side. Does really well look to extend the ball back here. And out it came from the cat flap at Will Boyd. There's the stand-up from Owen Lane. And Losey didn't have enough gas to catch Lloyd Williams. Great work from Cardiff. 2 tries off the back of Matthew Morgan's counter-attack ability.
Gareth Smith to Boyd, and Boyd skip and a backdoor pass, and Owen Lane. It's so difficult to stop a winger in those edges. Jared Evans with the conversion. 2 unanswered converted tries for Cardiff.
Well, we had a good start from Cardiff last week. Very positive, went into an early lead. Can they hold on to this one now? Beautiful little step from Owen Lane. And a good line from Owen Williams. That little angle's just enough to get away from Losey. Oh, Scarlets have it all to do now.
Tackle now. Inside, yes.
It's been a 50-50 game so far, but it's just those opportunities that have been taken so well.
It just goes to show, you know, your kicking has to be spot on, your chase does, because when you got the threat of the likes of Matthew Morgan and this guy, you have to watch out. There you go.
Pushes his man away, and now it's McNichol. He's seen Matthew Morgan enjoy himself. Lousy, Jonathan Davis could see that the cover defence was coming across. Steph Thomas was impressed, the loose end for the Scarlets. Callum Mahoney just about held on. Costello, Johnny Williams pushes Lloyd Williams out the way, but he held on, did Lloyd Williams. Very open game. Props combining in midfield, and it's Steph Thomas, Costello, Jack Price.
No hands, Blue, let it go!
Cardiff doing really well to get in the eye line of Costello. They can't get on the edge. They haven't got into the 15-metre channels yet.
The Scarlets having to work hard just to keep possession. Callum Mahoney. No scrum half, so Sebastian deputises. Costello.
There you go again, Lloyd Williams. You see him at the top of the screen. And look, Scarlets are playing between the 15-metre lines. Have a little look at the top of the screen. And Lloyd Williams shutting him off.
What Johnny Williams was isolated, and Cardiff knew that a penalty was coming.
You see, that's working for Cardiff.
This player's
Now,
isolated.
both sides of the field, just coming up on the 15-metre channel, in the eye line of the first receivers, forcing them back inside, and then Boyd, Kirby Myhill, Rhys Carey, they're doing the damage over the ball.
All the energy, both positive, negative in the week. It's been about, it's all week clearly has been about what happened last week and building up to this one. And this is the result.
You have to shut off the Scarlets. Like I said, they've had 7 offloads already. But look, they've been forced back inside. And there they are. That's Ellis Jenkins this time. Well, he's the master of that. The Scarlets just can't find the edge. Again, look at the tackles. It's Garen Smith on this side. It's Lloyd Williams on the other side. But there's the evidence of that offloading game.
Back to the front they go. It's Will Boyd. Cardiff, Boyd by that start. Kirby Myhill, swallowed by Lousy, but he gets down to the floor. Jared Evans, Garen Smith, first start of the season for the centre. Lilo beats his man, finds Matthew Morgan. Matthew Morgan, a real box of tricks. The Scarlets want a penalty, but it's play on. Screech. Evans, crossfield kick. Cabango gives chase. Tom Rogers is back. And Tom Rogers touches down, but it's a goal line dropout.
That's a really difficult one for Tom Rogers. It was behind him and over his shoulder. He had to turn. You could see the panic in his eyes because of the pace of young Cabango. Jared Evans just gets a little bit on the outside. Look at him, he's looking over his shoulder because he knows of the pace of the young boy.
I feel like a Scarlets player could do the old school take a knee just for a second for them to recompose themselves.
Anything can happen here.
Watch out. Here is Will Boyd. Very energetic start to him. Late replacement for Josh Turnbull. Carey.
Open play, all backwards. Okay, thank you. First one was
Just a bit
backwards,
loose
but
from
then 13 was
Carey.
knocked the ball
They're
forward
winning the
second
collisions,
time.
Cardiff.
Scrum.
They're getting across the gain line with their big men. Boyd, first of all, slipped off Ryan Elias's tackle. Then Carey getting through Dan Davis. See, just across the gain line. Does he need to throw that one?
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic there.
No.
There he is. 5 caps for Wales. We've
Time off then.
always known about his ability in space.
Yeah, I was fortunate
scrum,
to coach Matthew, both the Ospreys and Bristol.
Good first
Then
scrum,
he
two.
was a 10, and he was
Good first
electric.
scrum,
You
yeah,
could see a
that's it.
gap, he could run onto a ball. 15, you know, where he's played a lot
Good
more
first
now,
scrum now,
in
yeah,
the latter
standard,
stage of his
okay, boys.
career.
Yeah, that was it.
He's able to see that gap. Instinctive stepper, amazing acceleration.
Loads of rugby coming up this weekend. Wow, what a weekend of sport it is across the board. 4:30 BBC Two Wales. In Gloucester, it's
Happy dog.
England against Wales
Time back
at
on then.
Kingsholm, live on BBC Two Wales. Football next
on from
Tuesday
there.
night, 1:45 Wales. 1:45 in the afternoon, I should say. Kazakhstan against Wales.
Same discipline on their ball now. Yep.
Wales women, great start. The Women's Six Nations, isn't it? You know, 2 wins. But my goodness, they have their work cut out against England.
Crouch. Stand up. Okay, wait for the calls. Just a touch more gap, okay, between you two, please.
Complete new front row for Cardiff. Di Young, obviously huge expertise in that area. And, sort that scrum out. Dimitri Ahip, renowned scrummager.
Crouch. Okay, stand up then, okay. Boys, we haven't got the gap this side, okay? Let me understand and speak to you. We just need that gap, okay? And then you go in the slots, okay? So I'm coming this side, a bigger gap. So let's work then, boys. Come on, let's go.
Good test for
Time
Steph
back on then,
Thomas,
please.
this. You know, he's only started 4 times.
9.
The cousin
in the
of
middle as
Wales
well.
International, Lou said. Gareth Thomas, of course, but Ahip is a solid unit, good scrummager. Big test.
Crouch.
His cousin is Gareth Thomas.
Bind.
Yeah.
Set.
Not Ahip, Steph Thomas.
Good, stay up low.
Steph Thomas, yeah.
Use it.
Lane lurking. Lane offloads it. Lilo just had to check a little bit. There were danger signs there for the Scarlets, who've been broken twice already in this match. Cardiff purring in the sunshine. Owen Lane, 1-on-1 against Liam Williams. Well held, Liam Williams to Morgan.
Ball still alive.
And now, Ryan Elias has got involved with Gareth Smith.
Take your own players.
And there'll just be a second for
Thanks,
everybody
boys.
to calm
Thank you.
down.
Bit of frustration there from Ryan Elias. They're not quite at the races defensively, the Scarlets. Cardiff are exploiting that.
Touch, yeah.
They're getting
Knock on
across the
into touch,
gain line,
scrum
they're
or
picking
line?
passes.
Scrum called.
Referee Adam Jones, a good referee, he's highly
Okay, we're gonna say the same to him.
rated,
We don't need
sorry,
it. It's good
in
game
the
so far. Let's not get
WRU.
into that. No,
See, you know, they picked the pass to go over because they want Owen Lane on one-on-one. Good tackle from Liam Williams.
That's the space now.
And as Matthew Morgan went to offload, just a little bit of after. There's nothing in that.
Just the 1 win away from home for the Scarlets this season. Now that was a few weeks ago against Zebra.
Crouch.
And realistically, if they want to finish in the top 8, make the playoffs, they have to win this afternoon.
Good. Work
Zebra
up,
made
you
900 metres and 9 clean line breaks
Good,
in
good
that game,
pictures.
even though the Scarlets were always going to win it.
Johnny Williams. on his own. Cardiff wanted the penalty, they didn't get it.
Use
now
it!
the angle has opened up for Gareth Davies. The Lane and Matthew Morgan await. Stick your hazard lights on when this man has the ball in his hands. Offloads it to Cabango.
Costello had to make that tackle. He was clean through.
Seb Davies. Tom Rogers, of all people, gets the penalty on the far touchline, much to the relief to what looks like a very nervous,
position if it wasn't for the entry of
very nervous defence.
Just under 5 we are, 10.
So, halfway through the first half, let's speak to Richie Reese there on the touchline. Backs coach, Richie, you must be a very happy man.
Yes, we're probably pulled apart at the minute from where we are last week, if I'm honest. But, it's down to attitude, it's down to work rate, desire. There's a lot of changes we've made. I think the boys like Laney, Nipper, these Shane Lewis-Hughes, these guys have stood up already in the opening 20 minutes. So that's what we asked of them, and, they're definitely delivering on that front.
Did you plan on bringing the likes of Matthew Morgan into the game, or have they just played what's in front of them?
We've got to be realistic. There's a decent wind out here, and we're managing the wind well. At the minute, they're not looking to put an awful lot of ball off the field, and it just brings Nipper, it brings Owen Lane into the game, which helps us. So, naturally, with their kicking policy, it allows them in the game a bit more. But yeah, they're playing well.
Richie, Sean, you must be pleased with how the boys on the edges are getting up in defence in the eye line of Costello and forcing the Scarlets back inside.
Yeah, something we probably talked around last week where we didn't get enough pressure on Costello. He's still a young guy, and if you've got Ray Lilo, Garen Phillips, Garen Smith in there, just giving him a little bit of line speed, forcing him back in, and it's exactly what they did to us last week. But put pressure on a ball player, and I think errors will come.
Bind!
Good man, Richie, thank you.
Cheers, team.
Set! Steady.
Scrum solid as well for Cardiff.
Off, on.
Okay, Ellis Jenkins thought the ball was away.
Play on. You've left the scrum and they've gone up. Okay, so we go same ball.
Oh, he's been lucky there. Could have easily gone free kick, but just as that scrum went on, Hip was looking to dominate Steph Thomas.
So we go same ball.
Cardiff making a statement in all parts of the game. You can see here now, there's a good initial.
Let's go, boys. Come on. Just there.
Set from the Scarlets, but as it goes on, Hip, Gerby Myhill just driving through. Good contest here.
Crouch. Bind.
Scarlets at the moment
Set.
need to be better in defence. They missed 14 tackles already in this first 25 minutes.
Use it.
Gareth Smith, first receiver. Jared Evans out the back door. Evans spots the gap, back inside to Cabango. Scarlets creaking again. Lloyd Williams, Jonathan Davis came in. Offside.
Offside, 13. Yeah, never back on side, 13 red.
They're really testing this back line, aren't they?
They are. I mentioned the Scarlets as good as they've been last week. The win against Zebra. Zebra, they missed 30 tackles. The week before, they missed 31 tackles. They already missed 14 now. You can't do that, Cardiff's defence has been really good. They've taken the 2 opportunities. I wouldn't be surprised if Jared Evans has a go. Yeah, you go 3 scores clear this early in the game, you're in a real strong position. Just watch Jonathan Davis here. The tackle's happened. And it's just offside.
Panic stations.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of desperation. The front foot ball that Cardiff have had has been really impressive.
He landed those opening conversions. Didn't strike that one particularly well.
22.
And
good at the scrum job. Really
he's hobbling as well as Jared Evans.
Yeah, he is hobbling. He struck it as if to drift it back in left or right, but may have tweaked something there. He looks in a bit of pain.
Keep an eye on Jared Evans for the time being. But you can't do that when this man has the ball in his hands. A little chip kick by Matthew Morgan. Bounce favours Johnny McNichol, and now he's in open space as McNichol. What a battle it's proving to be between the fullbacks. It's all very slow and sluggish for the visitors.
A little bit shocked, the Scarlets, and they seem a little shell-shocked on this opening 25 minutes. Haven't really got into Cardiff's 22.
Here is Jared Evans. Doesn't look too comfortable, unsurprisingly gives it to Owen Lane. Lane against Jonathan Davis on the arm. Back in to Will Boyd. Cardiff enjoying themselves on a sunny afternoon in April in the capital city. Evans caught in two minds. There's still slick possession for the home team. Lilo on the angle.
Time off, boys. Head injury. No, we need to stop.
Just sensible referee in there from Adam Jones.
I think there might have been a collision between two Scarlets players there. Jack Price doesn't look too good either.
So who's down? We got Jack Price on the far side. Just need to keep an eye on Ryan Elias.
Yeah, he went down first. Jack Price, I watched him and he sort of staggered a little. And probably need to, the medics need to have a look at this. Yeah, you can see there's a bit of claret there on Jack Price as well. So here we have it. Shane Lewis-Hughes and both Scarlets players going low to their credit. But Jack Price swings around from the right-hand side. You can see coming in low, both players going low, and then bang. That's a real nasty one, an unfortunate one, an accidental one.
I just felt the tackle was just in the way first. That's why I didn't see it. Okay, yeah.
It's just double blow for the Scarlets here.
Clash of heads.
Both players have to go for a HIE now. Surely, you know, that's clear and obvious to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's as close as we can get to being jam-packed here at the Arms Park, but these two clearly will receive some attention.
It's why defence coaches talk about one low, one high. If you're going to have double tackle, and I don't mean a high shot, one player's going lower on the legs, the other, you know, towards the ball, not illegal. That case, both players go low, swing round behind Shane Lewis-Hughes, and it's an unfortunate collision. Aaron Shingler will move up to the second row now. Of course, two back rowers on the bench for the Scarlets.
So it's to a blow slots in the right. Sean Evans at hooker.
Bind!
A wealth of back rowers in that Scarlets pack. Sean Evans himself is a converted flanker.
Use it! No.
Front football for the home team. Matthew Morgan, Cabango, one try already. Cardiff have made 30 or 40 metres. On the angle is Seb Davis. Lloyd has thought of switching, then changed his mind. Rhys Carey into Shingler. Williams, Morgan. Stabs it through. Well read McNichol. Here's another opportunity for Matthew Morgan. Jonathan Davis takes him.
You're in the way.
Arif, first receiver. Evans sits back quarterback style and lifts it up high to test Liam Williams. No problem, Liam Williams. But he gets Ray Lilo alongside the ball.
I don't want to go into their shells now, Cardiff. That was a wasted opportunity by Matthew Morgan. First time today.
Here's to a Piloto, his first opportunity.
Use it!
Scarlets at 6s and 7s a bit, and they just have to slow it down and go to the air.
Williams again. Easy pickings for him. And now what can they do? That defensive line is set and waiting.
Yeah, from a touchline, it's easier to get off the line. Gareth Smith will be eyeing now, coming off the line, but it's another box kick from Gareth Davis.
Williams-Morgan, that's a draw, knocked on. And Williams has taken a block, so we'll keep an eye on Liam Williams. Not the best passes by Callum Mahoney, could still work for Jonathan Davis. Tom Rogers to McNichol. First real attack by the Scarlets. McNichol to Rogers, to Gareth Davis. Good tackle on Gareth Davis, but there's still danger signs for Cardiff. Lousy knows this. Sebastian, Scarlets on the front foot for once. Costello numbers outside, but he goes himself.
Release.
Good attack by the visitors. Round the corner comes Tuipilotu. Ball flies out the tackle. Owen Lane boots it away, and Liam Williams, who was on the floor a few seconds ago, has to scramble back. But the chase isn't that effective, and I think there are a few tired bodies out there already. Where's this one going? Into the hands of the danger man. No, all offside with the Scarlets there.
You mentioned a gap. It looks like tired bodies. There's lazy runners coming back from the Scarlets. What a rip it was. I think it was Seb Davis right on his own line. The Scarlets looked so threatening. First time in the red zone. You know, it looked as though Costello was forced back inside. Tuipilotu carried it, and there it is. Seb Davis, a left arm rip, picks the ball up. And I thought at one point Owen Lane was going to chase his kick down. Just no ambition, really. This is the first opportunity they've got into the wide edge. Lovely play coming in from McNichol. Another offload. What a hit from Jared Evans, covering across. The Cardiff defence just managed to rally, and Seb Davis's intervention was crucial.
Furious start to this game, Sean.
It is. I mean, we love the derby. I used to love the derby matches. A good crowd here, beautiful day.
Liam Williams, we saw him down a few seconds ago, got back up and chased backwards, didn't he?
Number 8 offside.
Stretching his neck. He's a tough boy. There's Carwyn Tuipilotu. A big carry coming in, but a bit upright. Seb Davis took advantage of that. But they'll gain some confidence of that. McNichol on the wide edge.
So this is the knock that Liam Williams took on his face or chin. He stays down.
Well, he's just, I think he's got a bit of nipper's head in his chin. He's got a tough chin.
Liam Williams. Okay for the time being. Back to the action.
Front then, Carl.
2 tries for Cardiff. They've shown ambition. The lineup hasn't worked on all occasions, and that is an Achilles heel.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 now, just inside the 22. Shingler went to the front and contested. Very good at that, just put off the Cardiff lineup a little.
Sebastian, unexpected ball.
Number 2 blue, change your line, obstruction. Number 2 blue, changing your line to block 15.
We hear Adam Jones there changing the line. When the ball goes in the air, the players are coached to escort or shepherd on the way back, but you can't change your line of run to block the run. Having a opposing player. Kirby Myhill was the culprit on that occasion. Sam Costello has 3 or 4 kicks to touch now. He's not happy with himself. Expects better.
Scarlets, I mean, they've set the stall out in terms of the way they're going to play, Sean, all through Gareth Davis.
Yes, indeed.
Over 15, line out over.
And that's, you know, credit to the Cardiff defence, cutting off the eye line in the wider channels.
Don't change, you can stay there.
Last weekend, a run of 3 successive losses. Gareth Davis round the blind side, got Liam Williams. Communication breakdown. They are not a happy side out there.
No, that's a good tactic. You drift the maul in field. Liam Williams goes behind as if he's coming open, and then they both run together on the short side. It just catches Lloyd Williams a little, but it's poor execution. And Ellis Jenkins does well to link up with Lloyd Williams in defence too.
Maul, wait,
solid at the back. And now Cardiff's opportunity to maul.
Ironic
Sam
cheers.
Lousy swimming through the maul. and he's on Kirby Myhill, and he's a real nuisance, and Myhill just hits the deck. And now the Scarlets pile in, and Sebastian has the possession. Slowly but surely, they're just climbing back into this game. Shingler, Boyd on the ball.
Just a scrum advantage it is. And that's now over, advantage over.
Costello, Jonathan Davis. Steph Thomas, Williams, McNichol. Wild pass out to Dan Davis, who does well to catch it two-handed, basketball style. Sean Evans into his opposite hooker, Kirby Myhill.
Advantage. Advantage.
Penalty advantage for the Scarlets. What can Costello conjure? Johnny Williams.
No advantage. Number 6.
Yeah, that's been coming. The tackle has just not been rolling away towards the touchlines as the Scarlets have built some momentum in possession. You see that free play on the advantage. Garen Smith shot out at the line, but it's much better from the Scarlets. After turning the ball over at the maul, low seat, Shingler, Tupalotu and co. getting through now. Costello,
Like Elvis.
Say. Elvis Costello.
Think of Elvis. And then
Actually nailed that one, Gap, and that's the first one he really has. So here we go. Shane Lewis-Hughes falls over in the tackle. He has to immediately roll towards a touchline, and referee, it's an easy decision. There's Garen Smith on the line.
Sean Evans, pressure on him. Replacement hooker needs to hit his man. Scarlets conceded 2 tries. Now they go to the maul. First shot by Cardiff, but there's a penalty coming.
On the lifter, 3. Blue number 3, early on the lifter.
There's a rip who's pinged.
That's a foul play. That's a safety issue. Dimitri
3,
Arhip has gone in
lifter.
on the lifter, and that can obviously affect the guy in the air.
From a line out, yeah, you can. It's a line out, yeah. Line out option chosen. Yeah. Line out taken. Just early on the lifter, okay? Wait for him to land and then make sure you make contact.
That's clear.
From a line out offence.
Me?
Yeah, he looks perplexed.
What?
Yeah, you were fine. 3 it is.
Still looking perplexed, isn't he?
I'm back then.
The innocent face of a penalised player. Take 2 for the Scarlets. Now they go to the front to Callum
inside
Afoni.
5. Line out over.
Cardiff been penalised once in this position already. But they've repelled the initial driving maul.
Stay.
But it stays in formation, and Sean Evans is there. Seb Davis has come round.
Advantage, collapse.
Another penalty for the Scarlets. Gareth Davis, Liam Williams, within a metre. Tuipulotu. Gareth Davis, lousy. He's stopped in his tracks.
Back we come.
Well, it's for the collapse in the end. Seb Davis did really well because he never changed his bind in the maul.
Collapse.
And I think it was actually Rhys Carey that then collapsed it.
Right there.
Callum Afoni takes it quickly. Callum Afoni.
Time off. Okay. Time off. No, ignore me. My on-field decision is going to be a knock-on, because I believe it is a knock-on, but I think we need to check just to make sure, okay? Okay, Bricks, we're coming to you for this one. My on-field decision is no try. I believe live the player has lost control, possession of the ball, but we just check.
We'll get the call.
Okay,
in
mate,
the
so just check the
GMO.
ground in,
I
yes.
tell you now, right, you had 2 penalties from 5-metre line-outs. If I'm Dwayne Peel, you have to score. If you decide to quick tap and go, then you have to score.
Yeah.
And Adam Jones is doing the 100-metre run all the way down to the big screen.
Okay, Bricks, we can start seeing them.
Oof, it's hard work.
Okay, yeah.
Him and Cameron Williams are out of breath. And you see, if you make this decision, you have to score. Now,
The sun is right on the screen, Bricks. It's impossible for me to make a decision.
Okay, mate.
It's right in my eyes. I've got no chance of seeing where the ball is.
Short,
so you're going to have to make the decision for me.
Is it a knock on? Perhaps not.
This is the one. It's a tackle from Rhys Carey. Might want to look
and
at that.
Jared
No
Evans.
arms. Oh yeah. Oh, has he lost control of it? Well, pick the bones out of that one, Adam Jones.
Rhys, it's. You can't see, can we? Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely short, but it's just whether he's lost it as well.
There's a shadow right in.
This is perhaps the one.
Leave it to me, Adam.
Yeah, I will.
Is that a tackle by Rhys Carey?
I think you'd have to look at that no arms tackle as well. Has he lost it there? It's hit the ground. I think it's a knock on.
Adam?
Yeah, Bricks.
He's lost the ball forward.
Okay, yeah, so it's a knock on then, yep.
Correct.
It's a knock on, so it's a scrum. Yeah, he's checked.
There you go. Jonathan Davis is asking Adam Jones. He didn't use his arms. Rhys Carey. I felt the same.
So it's a knock on, much to Jonathan Davis's annoyance, because he's shaking his head about the Rhys Carey tackle, which you may have a look at again in a second. Let's stick with the play for the time being.
Scrum, blue ball.
It's funny, and you feel for the officials that they are looking at the decision regarding the try. So they probably neglected a little bit Rhys Carey, who gives a wry smile there, actually. But for me, when I saw it, because when you see a player's legs go from under him like that, it's normally because of a big shoulder hit.
The standards don't change now from where we are.
Wrapped his arms. Well, it doesn't matter now, does it? It's a Cardiff scrum.
Key point,
Bind.
key decision
Set.
by the referee and by Sioi Calamafoni to take it. And now the pressure will come on Cardiff's scrum. And it goes backwards. And they get the penalty.
Yeah. Across.
That's a call a referee wants to make there. It's a contentious area now, a no try given. And he's given the penalty. Probably the right decision. I think it was Steph Thomas, a judge, to have taken the scrum around, swung it around.
And Cardiff are out to their 22. Yeah, let's just have one last look.
It's a big moment, guys. Big moment. This is the scrum. You see Scarlets, a judge, to have sort of run in around the outside. But here it is. Watch Rhys Carey, not our hip. Watch Rhys Carey. Here.
Yeah, I got it.
No, it's nothing in it. Nothing in it.
So you're happy?
Yeah, that's fine for me. I think our hip tried to wrap his arms. Carey had no material impact, so good decision from the officials.
Owen Lane. Cardiff will just want to ride out this last minute of the game, or the first half. Shane Lewis-Hughes.
Use it!
Lloyd Williams to test Liam Williams. Safe as ever is Liam Williams. One last attack for the Scarlets with Sam Lousy. Javen Sebastian, a willing participant, off his shoulder. Johnny Williams looking for work. Costello. Jonathan Davis spots the gap. He's got plenty of support. Sean Evans didn't go for Gareth Davis. Gareth Davis now takes it, and Lloyd Williams was waiting for him. No scrum half for the Scarlets, so Sean Evans has to do that role. Steph Thomas, right at the death of this first half, is the Scarlets again to Calamafoni. Tuipulotu takes it on himself. Arms Park support desperate for the home side to hold out. More pressure on the Cardiff defence. Sean Evans, should he have passed earlier? Still driving through with the Scarlets.
On the line.
Lousy to the blind side. Shingler is there. Right at the end of the first half. The Scarlets' pressure pays off, and it's Aaron Shingler with a try. And how important a moment will this be in the context of the match?
It's a big moment. Moments ago, Scarlets, Calamafoni not awarded the try. And yes, Dwayne Peel And his men needed that try right in overtime in the first half. They've had the same number of visits at the 22 both sides. But up until now, it's Cardiff they're taking the chances. Sean Evans, oh, should he have passed it? He'll be thanking Aaron Shingler in the changing sheds at half-time. And here's the experience. The tall man, he rides the low tackle of Matthew Morgan and has enough wherewithal to drive his legs, get his arms free and get over. Now we've got a game on, Gar.
Haven't we just? Haven't we just? Shingler with the finish. Created by Jonathan Davis. And this already feels like an important conversion.
Yeah, you know, Cardiff will be devastated. Built such a good lead. Important kick, you feel, this one from the young man.
What a conversion. What a finish to the half for the Scarlets. 14 points to 7. It's a half that's had a bit of everything. And it's a half that finished, unlike it started, with an excellent try for the Scarlets.
Yeah, it was a lovely break. Great to see Jonathan Davis go through a hole and put an inside pass. It was the hooker, replacement hooker on Sean Evans. And then it came to the experienced Shingler, just rode that tackle superbly, drove his legs and got over, and all of a sudden, the half-time team talks of both coaches have changed.
Well, it was Scarlets who were on the back foot for the majority of the half. Two fantastic tries through Cabango and Lloyd Williams, but they've hit back, and it's game on. Cardiff 14, Scarlets 7.
If Wales are gonna, well, if they're gonna get the Triple Crown, they're gonna have to beat England. England, top of their game at this level, the Red Roses. But I guess this is where we're gonna see how much progress has been under Johan Cunningham.
Exactly, that's a mammoth challenge to go to England and try to beat that team there. But for Wales, they've had two great wins late on as well. So I think Johan Cunningham will just say to them, stay in the game, and if we're there, we can win late, girls. So I think that's the message to them.
4:45 that one kicks off. Right then, back to this afternoon here in Cardiff, the now at present. And, well, we've got a game, haven't we, on our hands, James?
Yeah, and as we say, Cardiff started the break there, but how important is that try going to be by Schindler? The Scarlets made a lot of errors in that first half, but going into the change rooms at half-time, one try behind, you know, anything can happen now.
We're still waiting for Cardiff to come out of the changing room. I wonder what Diane's telling them.
Yeah, just playing games, you know, probably letting the Scarlets go out and come out a bit later. But his messages would have changed. He'll feel a little bit more nervous now, I think, Young. It would have all been positive going in before that try for Shingler, but now it's changed, flipped on his head. And I think we've got a real match on our hands between these two teams now.
And once again, the Scarlets, like we saw last week, they're growing into it, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think when they get the ball, they just need to keep holding it for a little bit longer, cut the errors down, and you can see the Scarlets probably attacking Cardiff's line out a little bit more in the second half. As we said, it's not functioning as well as they'd like.
And what about the defensive effort from the Scarlets? We mentioned the missed tackles. It's been a theme. They've got to be careful in the second half.
Yeah, they have. I think they've changed the way they're kicking, which is a massive one. But, you know, it's their attack as well. They're just not flowing as well in attack. And James will know better than anybody, but the defence is coming up hard as a 10. It's really hard. So Cardiff just need to keep that up.
What about the wind? Because it was mentioned during the first half. Who does it favour now in the second half?
I think standing up here definitely favours the Scarlets. It's a fair old breeze there, so yeah, I can see the kicking game coming into play again second half.
Right then, Cardiff, at last, they've joined us. They're ready to go for this second half. The fans, they are also ready. Who's going to take it? Well, at half-time, Cardiff lead 14-7, but the Scarlets, they're getting themselves back into it. Let's go and rejoin our commentary team. Sean and Gareth Rhys-Owen.
Yes, welcome back. Sean, any difference staying in the changing room for the extra 2 or 3 minutes on a warm afternoon when you're not that freezing outside?
No, you know, he's probably just extended his messages a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Don't think there's any kidology in it, but
Scarlets.
it's pretty annoying for the Scarlets, who were out early.
Well, they ended that half on a high. And that ball was hanging in the air for a long time. Now, Ellis Jenkins just had to check himself with the sunshine in his eyes. So the wind,
use it,
and the sun on the backs of the Scarlets in the second half. And that's a good clearance by Lloyd Williams, but it's Scarlet's ball.
Yeah, it's hit the line. That's why Johnny McNichol hesitated. And I think Young would have been saying in there, as we look at the breeze that James Hook was talking about at half-time, now seemingly in the Scarlets' favour. I think Diane will be saying, let's not go into our shell. What got us 14-0 up, you know, let's play that way.
Collapse. One.
Here's Costello, under pressure again.
No advantage.
Just in danger of repeating myself.
Number one.
That's Garen Smith again in the eye line of Costello.
The
line out, the maul is starting to pay dividends, isn't it, for the Scarlets? Winning penalties.
So Teddy Williams is on for Cardiff. And Tuipulotu is a permanent change for the Scarlets. And here's the offence.
I think it looks like Rhys Carey again. That's the second penalty at the maul. There's Teddy Williams.
Keep a gap then, boys.
So the Scarlets ended the first half with a series of attacking lineouts, rolling mauls, which eventually led to a try. And they begin the second half with a very similar scenario. Gareth Davies, who kicked the leather off the ball in that first half. Steady progress from his side. Now Davies takes it in two minds and rolls at the tackle. Sebastian. Scarlets asking question of the Cardiff defence right at the start of the second half. Good tackle, Rhys Carey. Flatters Jonathan Davies. Got more and more into the first half. This man will keep coming around the corner all day in Callum Ofoni. Another penalty coming for the Scarlets. It's the Cardiff defence who's now under pressure. Costello. McNichol fakes, goes himself. McNichol still going. Johnny McNichol gets it to Liam Williams. The Scarlets end the first half with a try and they begin the second half with a touchdown. This game has been transformed.
And they're working out Cardiff as they did last week. They went behind at Parker Scarlets last week, but they got patient, they built, and they've worked it out. The maul is paying dividends, they're winning penalties. And when you stop that Cardiff line speed that's been so effective so far in this game, Costello can make his passes. He does so then, look, he picks out Johnny McNichol, the star of last week's game, who stands up Lloyd Williams. And who's the master poacher? Well, it's Liam Williams on the end. Scarlets now are right back in it.
We're just... Sam. Just put here. No, on me, please. Yeah. What was that about this one there? Not really.
Seen some great step into me. Johnny McNichol again there, just standing up Lloyd Williams. Getting half through. The offload to Liam Williams.
Just give me
So, Costello to add the extras, and it was steady, simple play by the Scarlets, but they're right back into this game. And that's good.
What a kick.
And what a kick.
Here's
and
McNichol.
what a start.
Yeah, he just frees his arms, look. Lloyd Williams has to go low to drag him down, and I think in that action, this cover tackle from Jared Evans, he twists his ankle. But Liam Williams, you know, he has to hold his depth. He can't get in front of him for obvious reasons, but does really well to squeeze in the corner. Thankfully, John McNichol, I think, is okay.
Johnny Williams. What a turnaround for this game.
Use it!
Doesn't look good, Johnny McNichol, you know. He's hobbling around there.
Tom Rogers chases. It's Matthew Morgan. Morgan takes it. Rogers with a headband. And it's Cardiff possession. Rare Cardiff possession, considering the last 10 minutes of play. Jared Evans. Cardiff get to the edge, but the Scarlets put the pressure on the ruck, and Lloyd Williams has lost the possession. Callum Ofoni all going the way of the Scarlets. Johnny McNichol is down on the floor. He doesn't look in a good state, but the Scarlets will play on with 14 men.
Advantage over, knock on.
Lousy ball in one hand, looking for the offload. Backwards, knocked on.
Forward from there.
Well, it's looking a little bit like last week, Calamafoni is starting to get into the game. Lousy starting to carry the ball. And they're kicking a lot short of the Scarlets to negate the threat of Matthew Morgan, which gave Cardiff the 2 tries. As we look at the Welsh Shield,
It's just simply whoever finishes top or highest in the league will qualify for Europe next season.
and it's become very important because all our Welsh sides are in the bottom half. You know, Scarlets 10th, Ospreys 11th, Cardiff 14, Dragons 15th. So it's still up for grabs with all the derby matches because 3 of the 4 sides are in contention. They play each other, pick up points. But the Scarlets, should they now come through this one, will be right in the box seat with the Dragons to play back to back.
Well, this is young Joe Roberts, who impressed against Zebra a few weeks ago. Looks at neat little centre. Obviously, this is a different challenge for him.
So I don't think he's a little centre either, Gatsby.
I mean neat in the little in the way that he's just young and a little package, perhaps.
Yeah,
but he's a classy player, isn't he?
Yes, indeed, indeed. Well, he's obviously going to go to the wing, with Liam Williams going to fullback. They had the option of Angus O'Brien straight swap at 15, but there's obviously a plan to put O'Brien on a little bit later in place of Costello. So interesting.
Make sure we're straight now.
Gwilym Bradley.
Crouch.
Great to see that he recovered from the knock he took last week. And he's on for Will Boyd.
Set.
At 8.
Steady.
There's a late change, of course, for Cardiff, with Turnbull pulling up in the warm-up. And now Gwilym Bradley is on. Matthew Morgan. So dangerous in our first half. Well taken by Liam Williams. Tiptoes on the touchline.
That's class.
Miraculous save by William. And here's that man again, Calamafoni. He's woken up, and so have the Scarlets. Shingler. Gareth Davis. Not much pattern of play here. So Johnny Williams just sticks his head down. Tuipulotu. All Scarlets now. Dan Davis. Good footballer, good hands, the open side. Williams. Visitors getting all the possession, all the territory. Shingler for the second time in the play. Costello, nothing on, so he bangs it away to put pressure on Jared Evans.
That's a disappointing kick from
Just where you are there.
Costello. They were going nowhere. Cardiff defence intact, to be fair to them, and they look a little shell-shocked now as to what's gone on either side of half-time. That was an easy one for Jared Evans. There's been a few replacements, there's a few more to come, but lots to come in this game yet. Tuipulotu.
He's completely
showing to carry, isn't he?
Transformed his shape as well in the last few months. He looks a completely different athlete.
Well, he's becoming a man, isn't he? He's becoming a man, and you know, a big involvement today due to the injury will do him a lot of good.
And his cousin Cecilia
Inside 5.
will be playing in Gloucester in a few minutes' time. Wales women against England. What a big test for the new regime, the new optimism surrounding women's rugby in Wales. Speaking of optimism, there's loads flying around the Scarlets. 10th carry for Johnny Williams, but he's taking a bang and he's down on the floor. Tuipulotu standing still. Scarlets have just lost it. Pattern of play a little bit. Sean Evans. Evans still going, and Williams gingerly back on his feet.
You need to clear the tackle area.
But everything goes away to Scarlets now.
Number 1 needs to clear the tackle area.
Yeah, Ellis Jenkins over the paw, but it's Rhys Carey. You know, he's given quite a few penalties away, Carey, in this game, and it's damaging for Cardiff because Costello, with a bit of a wind behind him, can find his range, chip the Scarlets into the 22, and we know the damage the Maul has done in terms of penalties, and that's a good kick from Costello again. Johnny Williams is going to require attention. Here's the carry. Sean Evans, little push.
Well, Johnny Williams was moaning and complaining that there was a high tackle on him. You see this? Jared Evans.
Do you know what?
That's shoulder to head.
Absolutely.
And that could be worrying.
Just have a look at the head injury.
No surprise that Johnny Williams is down, but this could spell trouble for Jared Evans.
Why doesn't the TMO pick that up? I mean, you know, they've got all the technology, that replay. You know, Williams was down. It's a shot to the face. I mean, that should have been picked up.
Let's look at this again.
Now, he's dipping for me here. He's dipping, but it's still a high shot. There's mitigation. All right.
Shoulder to face.
Shoulder to face.
So does he dip? That would be mitigation.
I think he dips. I think he dips. He's a tall man, all right? And I think he does dip, so I think there is some mitigation. Look at his bend of his knees. Here, I think there is a bit of dip there, but it's still a shot to the head. And
Red
you know, for
one.
me, the TMO needs to pick that up.
Number one. Yeah. Okay, time off. TMO check. Okay, Sean, what are you going to show me there?
So look at the tackle by blue 10.
By blue 10. On red 12, is it, Sean?
Here we go, mate.
It's Jared Evans on Johnny Williams.
Well, you know, the pictures need no explaining, do they? Other than whether...
Well, it's just, let me do my job. Let me do my job.
His protocol to see whether there's mitigation. That's the only question here.
So Ellis Jenkins has gone in to try and offer some assistance to Adam Jones, who sent him back.
Okay then, Sean,
and
so
now
if we go through the process, we do have foul play.
The call will be with Sean Brickell and Adam Jones.
The player is, the blue 10 is always going backwards. It's a dominant carry, but there is direct contact to the head for me, yes?
Just be with me, Adam, please.
Okay. Say that again, sorry, Sean.
Just bear with him a second.
Okay, yeah, okay. So from what I'm seeing, there is foul play. It's direct contact to the head, but the player is always low, which is the mitigation. So for me, it is a yellow card offence.
I agree.
Okay, thank you. Okay, number 10 and captain, and I'll explain. Captain and number 10 as well. Okay. So we've reviewed the footage. There is foul play. The ball carrier number 12 is always low to the ground, which is the mitigation, even though the contact is direct to the head. So it's a yellow card offence, okay? Yes, it's a yellow card.
Well, Jared Evans shakes his head that he's disappointed to have been yellow carded. Do you think he's lucky to just be yellow?
I think I called it. I think, you know, Johnny Williams is falling. You know, he's low to the ground. He's a much taller man than Jared Evans. He doesn't dip his legs, Jared Evans, so that's why he's got a yellow, because it's a shoulder to the head. But I think the officials got that spot on.
Cardiff down to 14 men.
Advantage.
Paul Spilt, Dimitri Arip of all people, gets it and then gets it away to Lloyd Williams, who himself offloads it. Hospital passes by Cardiff.
The first one is a knock-on from
But it's a knock-on by Scarlets.
I think Aaron Shingle will be really disappointed with that. They'll might rue that. It's a brilliant position. Jared Evans off to build a maul, break out with Gareth Davis into the centres with Jonathan Davis and Johnny Williams. That's a big, big chance.
Good pictures now. Nothing changes. Scrums have been good.
You thought Cardiff were going to kick on with Callum Affoni's red card last week in the return match, but the reverse happened. What are we going to get for the next 10 minutes?
Crouch.
With Jared Evans off.
Bind. Set. Wake up, you two. Good, stay there. Use it.
Good instructions from the referee. Wake up, boys. Get on with it.
Forward.
Momentum in sport.
Your 10's off. Gareth Smith has to step up to carry. So Lloyd Williams to clear the lines. And then a simple, just takes his eye off the ball. And now then, one back down. How will Cardiff defend this one? Lloyd Williams has a big role to play at 9 here. Matthew Morgan will have to come into the front line, of course. And what will the Scarlets have? I mentioned Dwayne Peel's coaching, first phase plays. You know, you got Gareth Davis there, Callum Afoni. Be interesting to see Tom Rogers coming in off his wing to create yet another extra man. And that means Cabango will be a little bit alone on this left side. Just out of shot, you'll see him. But he has to cover that for the 8-9. That could come down his channel.
Well, Gareth Davis has spoken to his back line, and they want to party. There's a penalty coming.
Collapse my side.
What do you do here now?
I think they'll go scrum again.
Replacement, and number 3 is folded in.
Yeah, I think they have to take advantage of the extra man. You can take 3 and take the lead. Yep.
Wyn Jones on.
And that's what you do when you've got that in your armoury. You really drive it home.
What's the decision? Touch, it is touch, boys.
Going through the tight dead side of Cardiff, driving through there. It's an excellent scrum. They've actually gone to the corner.
Well, the Scarlets have been here before. Attacking platform. It didn't work the last time. It's all square, but Cardiff are down to 14 men, and they've been under heavy pressure in this second half. The shape is good for the visitors. The rolling ball is creeping ever nearer to the try line. There are bodies on the floor, but still they keep going. Still the Scarlets put the pressure, and the referee says enough is enough, and it's a penalty try. The pressure tells in the end, and it's another yellow card, and it's going from bad to worse for the home team, and it's Seb Davis who will join Jared Evans on the bench.
Well, they've driven the advantage home at the more, the Scarlets. I thought they'd take another scrum with Jared Evans off, but to their credit, it's what's got them back in the game. It's won them penalties. Cardiff are persistently offending in this part of the game, and they've given another one. It's Seb Davis this time. It looked like they were going to go over, but an illegal intervention from Cardiff. Wyn Jones delighted. Adam Jones goes under the sticks, a full 7-point and no conversion needed. Scarlets now with a 2-man advantage right in the ascendancy.
Front row changes for Cardiff. The Domachowski and Davis King coming on, and they'll need to work hard, because surely the Scarlets will tango for the next 6 or 7 minutes against 13 men.
Yeah, they can't give any more penalties away for Costello to kick to the corners. The maul is really paying dividends. Just like last week, Cardiff get themselves in front, go to sleep. Scarlets find out how to do it.
Do you go, or do you kick with considering against 13?
You fall Cardiff now too short, right? They have to do this. You have to kick, get a wide chase, and contain the Scarlets.
And it's worked. That's a minute ticked off anyway.
The trouble for Cardiff is that even with 15 men gap, you talk about 5-6 minutes before half-time, they have not been in the game, have they, for the last 20 minutes of time in this match. And the Scarlets, conversely, have got the grips with what they need to do to beat Cardiff, and it's working.
Obviously, I've simmed in the lock, so I'll give you time to adjust now as well. Okay.
So Cardiff are down a man in the forwards and in the back line. So the Scarlets had to just figure out what exactly they needed to do, and they've competed, and Gareth Davis gets it,
First one is dummy
but it wasn't straight.
First defence.
And that's what happens. Man down in the line out. Oh, bit of a tangle here with Matthew Morgan and Gareth Davis.
No. It's a dummy throw from you.
No, he's a feisty little boy.
Just captain and captain as well.
See Shingler's just getting up in the eye line of the hook and in front of the Cardiff jumper, Teddy Williams.
Got a really good 50 minutes of rugby now, okay? I don't expect players to run in and join things when the whistle goes, okay? The free kick is for a dummy throw from your hooker. When the whistle goes, we stop. Is that understood? It's a free kick. Yeah.
Can we have a word then?
Yeah, yeah, time is off. Let's get that message across. Yeah. I'll have a look for you. I'll have a look. It's a free kick, okay? Okay.
And now's the chance to move Cardiff around. Free kick. They can't kick directly the touch outside the 22.
Scrum
No,
call.
they're taking the scrum. So that's a good tactic.
And Jonathan Davis asked, do they have to have 8 in the scrum as well?
Cardiff?
Yeah.
Well, they can't, can they?
Well, that's what the question Jonathan Davis asked. So they'll have 7.
That would be a little harsh, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They do away with the 8
Crunch.
because obviously they don't expect to win the ball. They don't need an 8 to control the ball at
Bind.
the base.
Set! Steady!
Backs want this. That's for sure. Vantage being played. Gareth Davis against Ellis Jenkins. Grubs it through. Matthew Morgan back. But back will go.
Advantage! Come back to the claps.
The crowd not happy because they think that's advantage.
Yeah, well, you know, you're going to have this, the crowd. They'll feel it aggrieved from the 2 yellow cards, the penalties. And then you've got a classic situation of 15 men against 13. The forwards got an advantage up front. They want to scrum for a penalty. The backs got an advantage in the backs with no number 8 as well. They want to have a run.
Let's bring James Hook into the conversation. James, what's your take on this match?
Well, the momentum's firmly with the Scarlets now, boys, isn't it? You know, those 2 tries either side of half-time have really taken the wind out of Cardiff's sails, and you know the wind is behind the Scarlets here, and with a 2-man advantage, you just struggle to see where Cardiff get back into this game.
Do you attack?
I think, yeah, of course you've got to, and I think the Scarlets, as I say, they've got the wind. Just pin Cardiff down there with Jared Evans off, their main kicker as well. It's going to be tough to get out of there.
Cheers, James. But the forwards want it, don't they?
Yeah, the forwards want it, the backs will want it. They just need to keep doing what they're doing.
And what they're doing is rolling towards that 22. Gareth Davis says he's had enough. Johnny Williams, Costello, Lilo turned his back, but he did well to recover. Now Cardiff compete on the floor. Still Scarlets ball. Callum Afoni, the linchpin of this Scarlet side. Dan Davis, first receiver. Johnny Williams out to Shingler. Shingler back inside to Sean Evans. Gaps everywhere in the Cardiff defence, unsurprisingly, with 13 men on the field. Tupelotu. Scarlets sniffing a bonus point. Still they come. Cardiff try and steal the ball to no avail. Gareth Davis goes himself. Gareth Davis, ball is there. Try is there. And the Scarlets get a bonus point. And the 13-man defence eventually gave way. And the Scarlets, thanks to Dan Davis, have crossed.
Okay, time off, Sean.
But the referee will just check upstairs.
I need to make sure, from the breakdown before last, when I think it is number 4 picks the ball up, with a ruck, and he has got both feet behind the ball when he picks it up. If that's okay, then if it's a potential knock-on as well, please, okay?
Technical
okay,
points.
Then, so we go back.
2 technical points here from Adam Jones. He's obviously seen something he's not 100% happy
so
with.
The same player who's picked the ball up, is it a knock-on as well, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I felt also, something in my eye line felt that it might have been a little bit of a fumble, but the finish he's happy with. Dan Davis over the line, the pressure told, the gaps are there. We're going to have a little look. I think it's Sam Losey just at the base of a ruck. A little pick. There was a couple of picks. Lovely line from Sean Evans. Inside Aaron Shingler. Built the momentum.
Okay. Yeah, we'll clear it all up now when we get to...
Right, here we go, Adam.
Okay, yeah.
Here we go.
So this
Karen Tupelotu, really prominent. It was actually Callum Afoni then. Little pick and go.
And then if the ball touches his own man, or if it is a knock-on as well.
I think it's this one from Gareth Davis, is it? Can't see Sam Losey anywhere, so number 4.
Yeah.
Nothing there for me.
Adam, I'm happy he's not part of the ruck.
Okay.
We're just checking now. There is a slight fumble with the ball. We'll check that.
Yeah, okay. So the player's onside picking the ball up. We're just checking now if he loses possession and it's a knock-on, or we're happy, yeah?
I think it's going to be Dan Davis, is it, in the act of picking it up and scoring?
So we think Sam Lousy may well be a red herring one. Is that number 4? It's Gareth Davis, isn't it?
Gareth Davis picks that up.
Next one.
So I think it's in the act of picking up and scoring, Dan Davis. So here he is, 7 on his back here now.
We just need to come back previous.
No, it looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it Gareth Davis has picked up and rolls against the leg?
Okay.
Right. We'll clear this out, I'll promise. We'll get there in the end, won't we?
Well, Sam Lousy is a red herring because he's never been in the frame. Adam Jones is just standing there with his arms behind his back, showing me the right one. Right, we might have the right.
Does Gareth Davis fumble this, and does it go on to a player's leg?
No. I don't know what he's looking at.
So yeah,
it must be a few rucks before that, which, you know, you have to say. If he hasn't spotted it, ref, then, you know, we're talking 4 or 5 phases later, but I don't see anything. Here's one, Gareth Davis, feet are behind the ball, no fumble.
My on-field decision of a try.
I'll just throw it right down for us, Adam, okay? Because this is crucial here.
Yeah,
is this a fumble here on the leg with Gareth Davis here?
I'm struggling on the monitor, guy, let alone on the big screen with the sun in it for Adam Jones.
Here we go, Adam.
Okay, yeah.
So it must be Tupelotu then.
So we just need to bear in mind
the tackling.
Here we go then.
And it needs to be compelling evidence to overturn this.
What happens between Calamafoni, but there.
Calamafoni. Has he lost it?
I'm not seeing anything clear and obvious there, Sean.
Bear with me, please, Adam. In a couple of seconds.
Okay. We're going to watch this one more time. We're looking for this mystery fumble.
Are we looking for something that
does Sione Calamafoni
what do you think
knock this ball
so I
on?
can have a look, because that's 3.
Right, we just saw it right down now as he picks the ball up, Adam. I just need to check that that's all okay, mate.
Okay, yeah.
Here's Calamafoni.
So he picks the ball up, happy here.
Yeah.
That's the question mark.
That left arm is always on the ball for me.
Here we go.
Right.
Keep an eye on number 8. Picks up.
So that clears it for me that there's nothing wrong and the try is good, yes?
I think he regained it.
Okay, yeah. That angle's conclusive, it's a try.
Well, we got there in the end.
Well, the clue is in the question. 1, there was no number 4 Scarlets. 2, we didn't know which ruck it was, but we got there in the end. Adam Jones has finally seen it and then given the bonus point try, awarded it to the Scarlets.
And not only have the Arms Park faithful had to sit through 10 minutes of TMO replays, but eventually it ends up with a try for the Scarlets and a bonus point try as well. And now Cardiff are facing a real uphill struggle. Conversion is good, 28 points to 14.
Good kick again from Costello, right in control of this now. You just can't see, can you, where Cardiff are going to get back into the game. Still time, men short with the yellow cards.
A couple of changes for the Scarlets. Great to see Josh McLeod onto the field. And let's speak to Hugh Hogan, the assistant coach with the Scarlets. Hugh, you happy, man?
Certainly more happy now in the last 20 minutes or so. I think you give credit, a lot of credit to Cardiff for how they started the game. They put us under a lot of pressure. They probably exposed a couple of disconnects in our defence, and they deserved their 2-try lead. We've been able to build back into the game from there, though, slow and steady, I suppose, and having the win this half is also a help to us, I think.
Okay.
What changed? What was the message to change things?
Well, I guess we had a game plan to come here this afternoon, and you know, credit to Cardiff, we didn't really get a chance to start the game the way we would have liked, and they put us under a fair bit of pressure. So it was a matter of getting our hands on the ball and being able to build phases. And as I think you saw in that kind of middle period of the first half, we did create a couple of chances, albeit it wasn't until right before half time that we actually got on the scoreboard. So we knew then at 14-7 that you know, what we'd spoken about was going to be important for us to stick at what we're doing.
It's Theo Cabango on the attack to Thomas Williams. Thank you very much, Hugh Hogan, for your time. It's over the touchline. Thank you, Hugh, by the way. Well, Hugh's gone. That's the Scarlets defence coach, Hugh Hogan.
He's gone because you sent him off.
Yeah.
Theo Cabango, wow, look at that. Thomas Williams is on at 9. And this guy's electric, isn't he?
Yes, he's not bad. So, he was happy, Hugh Hogan.
I think in a roundabout way he was trying to say he was happy.
Front ball. To the Scarlets. It's been all them in the second half. Cardiff, those 2 fantastic early tries. Seems like a lifetime ago. And now it's to Tuipulotu. Costello with a somersault over the ruck, and then he gets back up and finds the ball. And there's a ball bouncing around, but somehow it's with Rhys Priestland who's on. Great offload to Gareth Smith. Smith floated past, was it forward? Owen Lane will play on regardless. Cardiff finally gets some possession. But it's Jonathan Davis on the far side. Penalty for the visitors.
14. That was a lovely little stand-up from Rhys Priestland, showing all his experience to put Gareth Smith through. He chose to give it the long pass, not just isolated Owen Lane out there. And it was the stalwart Jonathan Davis who got over the ball.
Now let's go.
And another little bump.
13 penalties to 5. Significant amount.
Yeah, a lot of those have come at the maul, but yeah, that bounce, long pass, just isolates Owen Lane a little bit. Jonathan Davis waits over the ball. That's a great piece of work from the skipper. But look at this from Priestland. Just a little show. Johnny Williams slips off him. Costello can't quite get to him. Johnny Williams bites in and Smith is through, but that's a chance gone begging.
More changes. Liam Belcher is on for Ellis Jenkins.
Time back on them, boys.
Here he is, a hooker.
More inside 5. One stoppage. Stay there.
Top 8 qualify for the playoffs, and that's the ambition for the Scarlets. The next 2 matches against the Dragons, then the Ospreys, and then the Stormers at home. The pathway is there to be seen. Priestland. Cardiff's best period of play in the second half, which says a lot because they've had nothing to live off. Now it's Gareth Smith who's isolated, and now it's Gareth Smith who's penalised. And the Scarlets, thanks to 2 ruck penalties, will go from 122 to the other.
Thank you.
Yeah, they made the most, haven't they? Oh, hello. Reverse decision. Johnny Williams. And I think it was Rhys Jones, the assistant referee, might have picked that one up. And reverse. Now then, could that be the moment, Gar?
Big moment of the game. Call came from the assistant referee, and the penalty was reversed.
A good kick to the corner, so here it is. It's on Johnny Williams, yeah, just blocking the channel there, Matthew Morgan. And then, wow, that's an interesting one. Good kick from Priestland into the 22. Desperation stakes from Cardiff. They've got 2 hookers on there now. Belcher just on, but Kirby Myhill must have gone into the back row.
Belcher given the task of hitting the line out. Kirby Myhill is at the back of the line out. Peel comes. Smith. Cardiff on the charge. Back to 15 men. still haven't given up. Teddy Williams with the carry. Much better by the home side. Lilo dumped. Scarlets player down on the floor. It's Wyn Jones, but you have to get into the defensive line. Seb Davis thought of the offload. Scarlets trying to steal it. Scarlets have stolen it. Lousy, ball in one hand. Shingler, Calamafoni, Jonathan Davis, surely not. Surely not, says Jonathan Davis, and he just bangs it away. And now the race is on, and the pressure is on, and Roberts gives chase. Matthew Morgan slammed. Scarlets competing. Cardiff defending with their lives. Thomas Williams. This game has had a bit of everything. Errors, fantastic play, and pressure from both sides. But Cardiff still have the ball, Sean. And now, may they go from one side of the field to the other. Matthew Morgan against Lousy. Lousy wins that one. Lousy steals it. Liam Williams loses it. And finally, everyone gets to stop for breath, because that was some passage of play.
That's an unbelievable bit of play. Lousy at either end of the field, stealing the ball, holding it like an orange in one hand, throwing it out of the back door, and then he's up the other end of the field stealing the ball. Unbelievable play. Matthew Morgan eyes him up here, and he just loses his footing, otherwise he's outside him. And there's Lousy, big long limbs, stealing the ball round the back of Lilo. And this is him at the other end of the field. Liam Williams over the ball, steals it. Lousy pounces on it. End-to-end stuff, and my goodness, the pace on Joe Roberts from this as the kick goes down. I was looking at him, he's like a steam train going down the touchline.
And a couple of injuries happening now. Well, the big worry from a Welsh perspective is the man departing the field now, and that's Wyn Jones.
That's a huge blow. We could see him just out of shot. He was clutching his knee, then he fell to the ground, and he's a big man. You can see struggling, getting off the field. As I think Jamin Sebastian.
Really
Steph Thomas is back on.
Thomas, yeah.
He's back on.
Scrums have been good, so let's just keep working.
On the Scarlets.
Same again.
Suddenly are back where they've been for the majority of this second half.
Okay, yeah. So Mark is just on the AR.
That was a sight, seeing Joe Roberts fly down that far 5 metre channel and smash into Matthew Morgan.
Time back on then. There we go.
But I have to say,
well, they're smiling, they're happy.
They're on camera. They look at the scoreboard, they shouldn't be, but Thomas Williams, Reece Prieston have added a bit of spark, haven't they?
Yeah.
Crouch.
There's time yet for Cardiff.
Bind. Set. Keep it steady.
William Bradley took a big bang last week. Back on his feet. Cabango, man against man. Cabango. Ho, ho, ho. Tom Rogers just about held on. And Scarlets have turned it over through Sean Evans. And this is Tom Rogers. Slips and pushes his man away. Shingler, who's been prominent in this match for sure.
You're placing the ball straight into him.
Johnny Williams, he wasn't passing. Now they go back to the forwards. Thomas, first receiver. Still Scarlets ball. Costello, man and ball.
Onside.
Lousy. Keeping possession, but they're not making any inroads yet. Perhaps this man can add his considerable weight.
Oh no.
Time off,
and that's another big
stay
hit.
Down, stay down, Kirby. Stay down,
And as Kirby Myhill is down,
Oh,
and the referee thankfully just stopped everything immediately, because that's a big worry. And it's Kirby Myhill. Thankfully he's rolled, so he's okay.
Just hopefully he's in pain. It's not a head injury. Immediate call for the stretcher, the medic, 2 arms up. Oh no, this is so horrible to see. He's had a good game, Kirby Myhill. He's a brave player.
And We'll be crossing our fingers for Kirby Mile. Took a big blow there, and the Stormers have beaten the Bulls in Cape Town. That's a big win for Stormers because the Bulls have looked very sharp, and meanwhile the Sharks are ahead against the Lions. So that's the latest from South Africa. The Scarlets would have hoped for a favour from the Lions, but they'll be happy with the Bulls, I think, beating the Stormers as they try and get into that top 8.
Yeah, Stormers pull clear. Bulls get a losing bonus point, which isn't great. Sharks then extend.
Well, it's good to see Kirby Myhill on his feet. Big blow. Just take some air, and we'll all pause for a moment and just check he's okay. So, Kirby Myhill thankfully walks off the field, assisted by his team. Big congratulations from the supporters. Big game, of course, Wales women to follow this one. And then it's Kazakhstan against Wales at a 1:45.
Yeah, big game for Wales women. 2 out of 2.
Tuesday.
Go to England.
Okay. Time back on them,
Best
boys.
side in the world. So massive test. It'll be a benchmark for Johan Cunningham's girls. Good luck.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Keep it steady. Go. Use it.
Scarlets have 2 backs on the blind side, and surprisingly they go to Liam Williams. Liam Williams beats Thomas Williams up to the 22. Scarlets claim offside. They keep possession. It's been all Scarlets in the second half. Shingler, Costello, Tom Rogers caught on his face. He keeps possession.
Outside. No, play.
Calamafoni. Costello. Jonathan Davis. He's got Liam Williams outside him. Liam Williams went for the miracle pass. Came off Thomas Williams, but it was a forward pass in the end.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis getting through there, but Calamafoni for me has got the Scarlets on the front foot and allowing Costello to do this sort of thing. Jonathan Davis squeezes through. Good cover tackle from young Theo Cabango. See here now, this is deemed the forward pass, I think.
Okay, let's get in, boys.
Or maybe Liam Williams is flick inside. Either one, the referee's given the ball to Cardiff, but yeah, Calamafoni is carrying in the second half. It's just been fantastic. It's quiet in the first half, but now 15 carries.
Okay,
and,
we need to get back to that gap, boys, okay?
Half-backs of the Scarlets get on the front foot. That and the maul gap for me. And the penalties the Cardiff give away is sort of just put the Scarlets out of reach.
Just hold them back, boys. Crouch. Bind. Set. Use it.
Shane Lewis-Hughes carries, taken down by Josh McLeod. Great to see him back in the field.
Hold in front.
Priestland with very little to play with. And he's found touch line and found touch, but it's still got Scarlet's ball.
Yeah, Scarlet's doing the right thing. It's a possession game for them now. Keep carrying the ball, run the clock down. Keep down in the Cardiff half, and Shingler in the line-out, Lousy, Tupalotu. It's a good chance we'll have another maul here.
Inside 5, maul. Broken away.
Sean Evans started off going backwards, then got on the front foot. Harry O'Connor is the replacement tight end. Costello, Johnny Williams, who's tried and tried again, hasn't quite broken. the defence yet.
Just a knock on in the tackle. Okay, it's just a knock on from that player first, number 18, as he stripped the ball. Scrum, red ball. Knock on from you first.
Nothing going the way of Cardiff.
Time off.
No, you know what started so brightly is very similar to last week, Gareth. You know, they started so well. 2 tries, inspiration from Matthew Morgan.
There, boy, Will's just knocked it.
You know, once the Scarlets have found their mojo, found out the recipe like they did last week.
Time back on then, boys. Let's
via
go.
the maul, via penalties, via Calamafoni's carries. And it's just really been one-way traffic, hasn't it? From about, I don't know, 10 minutes before half-time. That try just before half-time, how vital. We talked about it. Shingler took it.
It's been one of those seasons for both sides, really.
Crouch. Bind.
The horror show.
Set. Steady
was
now.
that visit to South Africa.
Good.
No games played.
No, stay where you are, 9.
Days and weeks in
Use
COVID
it,
isolation hotels, and then defeats South Africa. But now the Scarlets are finally awaking, and it's Liam Williams against the side who he will face, who he will play for next season, who scores the try that secures the victory for the Scarlets. Liam Williams with the touchdown, the Scarlets with the victory.
There's no substitute for class, Gar. Doesn't matter how many games you played this season. When you got it, you got it. Just watch how he controls his feet and stays on his feet. Bang! Off Owen Lane, stays on his feet, and through he goes. He's not the biggest guy, the biggest back three player you'll see. Owen Lane's a lump, goes to smash him. Bump! Look how he stays on his feet. And he's in. He's class. He's coming here next year. Cardiff fans, get used to that. It's Liam Williams, and that puts Scarlets out of sight.
7th appearance in 2 seasons for the Scarlets, but he's had some impact this afternoon for sure.
Yeah, he has. Moved to 15. Johnny McNichol's injury starting on the wing. Of course, 7th appearance in 2 seasons for the Scarlets as Sam Costello does the damage again. And that'll be his last intervention as Angus O'Brien comes on, but it's been all Scarlets. Great to stay on his feet, you know, great line. It is a missed tackle, yes, but he's a difficult man to put down.
Knock on. Option. Scrum called.
I've got to ask, you know, where do Cardiff go from here? Yes, they've beaten Glasgow here. That's a double by the Scarlets now, and bonus point wins. Prior to the Glasgow win, they lost 3 away wins on the bounce, albeit 2 in South Africa, a pumping to Ulster out in the Kingspan. And they're left now with 13 games played. 1-5. It's going to be a difficult end of the season for them, you have to think.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Young spoke about finishing top of the Welsh regions. The Scarlets have been chatting about making the playoffs. And it's still a possibility after this result. Matthew Morgan, who sparkled and shined in the opening 10 minutes. Teddy Williams, Cardiff, now looking for the consolation because the win is beyond them. Lilo, Cabango. Rams Park, despite being almost at full capacity, has been very quiet the second half. They've had very little to cheer about.
Backwards, play on.
Backwards from Lilo. Williams. Teddy Williams again. Scarlets coping with these, Sean.
They are indeed very comfortable in defence now. The 2 tries from Cardiff have come from counter-attack and Matthew Morgan magic, but they haven't offered anything in the last 50-60 minutes, and now Tom Rogers.
Tom Rogers with a try. Cardiff gifted another to the visitors, and now it's looking like a heavy defeat for the home side, and despite the sunshine, it's a gloomy outlook at the Arms Park.
You got to credit the Scarlets. It could have been very easy to go into their shells after half an hour of this game. It was all Cardiff. But they've grown into the game. They've found a way. They've had the right messages, the right leadership. And in the end, this resulted in the pressure. Cardiff having to chase the game in the last 5 minutes on their own line. Rogers won't score many easier tries than that one.
O'Brien continues the perfect record with conversions, and that's not a very healthy scoreline from a Cardiff perspective.
Yeah, it's a bit low for Matthew Morgan to take, and Rogers just spots up on the outside. That's 42 unanswered points now.
Lousy. Cardiff have just fallen apart completely, and Jonathan Davis has a run in. Jonathan Davis to go, and that is embarrassing for the Cardiff supporters, players and coaches. They've completely fallen apart, and the Scarlets are joyous at the Arms Park.
There's a healthy sprinkling of Scarlets fans here in the capital. They're on the beer, and boy will they celebrate. I said about Liam Williams' class, he still had a lot to do. Owen Lane is quick. He got away from him on the angle, fended Matthew Morgan and scored, but it's a sloppy try. Liam Williams has been good, he's porched around, he's got a good try. Jonathan Davis has made a couple of breaks and been through. There's been a lot of good performances, but you said the word embarrassing, quite frankly, the supporters here are stunned. 47 unanswered points, soon to be 49.
And at half-time, who would have believed that? Conversion is a sure thing. And the question for you, Sean, amidst all this flurry of tries, who's your player of the match?
It's a difficult one. I think Callum Affoni's been excellent second half. He's got Scarlets on the front foot. Liam Williams, the captain, Jonathan Davis, but my URC player of the match is number 6, Aaron Shingler. His try before half-time was vital. His line-out work has been supreme. He's defended the line-out. He's still on the field at his age. It's been a great performance. My player of the match is Aaron Shingler.
Outside.
An ironic cheer greeted that restart that made 10 metres. And now Scarlets will give it back to Cardiff and tell them to have one last shot at saving face.
He didn't know who that come off, boys. It's just a scrum, yeah.
Just remind us, Aaron Shingler.
I just feel like Callum Affoni, he gets it every week, player of the match, he's that good, but Shingler's trying the way he took it. His play all around the field that goes unnoticed, the quiet stuff, but the line-out work, it was very, very important. The Scarlets got into this game through the line-out. He calls them, he wins them, he defends them by getting in the eye line of the Cardiff hookers. So, for me, my URC player of the match, is Aaron Shingler. Well done to him.
Scarlets are beginning to find their feet.
Crouch. Bind.
Finding form.
Set. Steady.
At the right time. And Cardiff now have to stop the 50-point embarrassment at home. And Scarlets will keep coming, will they?
They'll want it. You know, having been in these situations before, you want to put that on your rival. You know, it makes a massive statement, especially away from home.
Time's up, yeah.
Well, having said that, Kieran Hardy settles with a 49 points victory. Cardiff flew out the blocks. 2 outstanding tries created by Matthew Morgan. A late try at the end of the first half from Aaron Shingler was a telling moment. And then it was Scarlets, Scarlets, Scarlets. And the West Walians have won the derby by 49 points to 14.